based on how to move your body and how to keep your center of mass in the right spot and how to like balance yourself. So a lot of it's actually puzzle. You don't call it, when you go bouldering, you don't call it you're doing a climb, it's called a problem, because you have to figure it out and how to do it, and that's that should be part of the difficulty. Basically, what I also love about bouldering, or about rock climbing in general, is it keeps you physically fit, and it also keeps you mentally fit because of that puzzling aspect of it. What I also love about rock climbing, why it's important to me, is it allows for a lot of physical, or a lot of personal expression. It allows me to do it what I want to do, and be in a lot of cool places and where I generally want to be. And something that a lot of people like kind of ask me about with rock climbing is like if I have a fear of heights, which to some extent I do. But in this picture, Alex Honnold is about 1,000 feet off the ground, and as you see, he has no harness or no rope, so he's free soloing. So if he falls, he'll hit the ground and die. And I haven't done anything nearly this extreme, but I have free climbed some pretty high things, and it's incredible the focus that your body has and how focused and just like mentally calm you are when you're up there. Like you think you're freaking out, but you're super calm, and when you get to the top, it's not like a, yeah, I did it! It's more of like a, whoa, that was really cool. So, some common misconceptions with rock climbing. Some of you might know who this is, John Anderson. John Anderson. You don't have to be rich in order to do rock climbing. This was a huge hindrance to me because this kept me from starting rock climbing years before I actually started, because I thought I wasn't strong enough to do it. And really, you don't need a lot of strength to start. And a lot of like the beginning stuff you do with rock climbing doesn't have to do with strength. That's only when you get to the more professional level. Now, a term that gets thrown around a lot in the climbing world, is climbing is inherently dangerous. You see this in videos all the time. You see it in almost every guidebook, and it is. A few months ago, a 12-year-old climbing prodigy, Tito Traversa, who was extremely talented at what he did, was killed in a climbing accident because a piece of equipment called quick draws, as you see here and close up here. Some quick draws have a piece of rubber to keep the webbing between the carabiners more elastic, and he threaded them wrong. They're supposed to be threaded like this, but they were threaded like this. So when he fell, all of his quick draws failed and he hit the ground. Now, if you know what you're doing and everything, and you have the right equipment and all your equipment is good, then this shouldn't be too much of a problem. Here we have a camming device, which is used in crack climbing. It's what you connect your rope to. Here we have the all-famous rope and harness, two of the most important pieces of equipment in rock climbing. Then here we have a grigri, which is a belay device, which catches your fall. Now, a big part of why I started climbing, or I like bouldering especially, is because how many of you know that I skateboard? Yeah, most of you. I started that a lot because it was really cheap to get into, and because I didn't have a lot of money, it was relatively cheaper than a lot of the other stuff I was getting into. And for bouldering, all you really need is shoes. So this is what I use for bouldering, and this was all about 130 bucks, which compared to other stuff is really cheap. And the most expensive pair of climbing shoes you can actually get are the TC Pro, as pictured. As pictured here by Tommy Caldwell again, and they basically allow you to stand on nothing almost, which I think is pretty cool. So that's what I really like about climbing. And the last thing is that climbing brings you really close to. Oops. Oh, there we go. Thank you. Alright, climbing brings you into nature and into really cool places that you can go to. A lot of people venture out into the woods and kind of do their own thing and have their own like climbing spots that they don't tell anyone about because it's really cool and special to them. So I think it just brings me to really cool places that I never would have had the opportunity to go to otherwise. And yeah, I think Hopefully you guys can understand now why climbing is such a quintessential part of